Hi Batlings, and hello. Give me a second. OBS updated everything again. I don't understand. They keep changing how the audio mixer looks. And I really don't like that. Like, just stick to something and keep it that way. Okay. Anyways. Hello. So it's been a while since we just had a chatting stream, I feel like. I think the last one was probably when I came back, right? So it's been a long time. Don't be scared of the J word. I'll get into it more in a minute, but it's really not all that serious. I just thought it would make a funny title and thumbnail. And I mean, it's a good topic to start off with. Because I was thinking of things to talk about, and I mean, I do have quite a bit, but I think that also adds something. And I think there's also something that I never like talked about on stream that I think I could talk about. So, like I said, I did get a job. As scary as that sounds. But it's really not that serious. A job application form in the background for extra damage. That's what I did for the thumbnail. But I'm no longer unemployed now. Which I don't really know if I would be considered unemployed anyway, since like I still have YouTube, but you know, a lot of people still don't consider YouTube to be a real full-time job. Which you'd think it's been around so long that people would kind of get used to it and like accept it, but I feel like a lot of people, when you tell them that you're a YouTuber, the first thing they think of is like those short slop YouTubers. So sometimes people don't get the best first impression. Hello. Like I said, hold on, I did write down notes because it's easier for me to remember everything that way. But literally just like a few days ago, I got a text that I was hired as a scare actor at a haunted house near me. So that's gonna be my job for the next like few months. It's not gonna last that long because it's just for, you know, this Halloween season. But I think it should be fun, yeah. And I think they will actually give me training because I have a meeting later this month and then I have training next month. I mean, I feel like a lot of it isn't really running at people. I don't know, I'll get into that part more because I do actually have a story to tell that I don't think I talked about on stream for some reason. But I'll get to that. I think it should be fun though. And I am actually getting paid for it. It's not just, you know, volunteering. Did they tell you what you'll play? No, but I'm assuming if it's like other haunted houses, because foreshadowing, I do have experience, then I'll probably be in a different spot every night. Which, I mean, I like that more than playing one character every single night because I feel like that would get a little boring and probably also tire me out really quickly. But like I said, I'm gonna get trained next month, and I've never actually been trained to be a scare actor, so I don't exactly know what that entails. But from the videos I've watched, I'm assuming, you know, they tell you like how to be in character, how to I don't know, growl at people. Because I was watching videos of it while I was waiting to hear back on my application. And it seems like this haunted house is like very, very, very interactive, which I like because I think it's fun actually like talking to people. Or I don't know. Going through haunted houses, I feel like it's more fun if you can talk to the actors most of the time. Hello. White woman jump scare. It's fine. I'm not that pale, so it's fine. But I'm gonna be working a bit of September and then October, which as a side note, I feel like it's kind of funny how September's been kind of taken over as part of Halloween too. Not that I'm complaining, because I do absolutely love Halloween, but it's just kind of funny to me. Hopefully you don't get trolled too much. I mean, I feel like most people don't try anything like that at a haunted house. I mean, there's a few, definitely, because like I said, I do have prior experience, but I'll tell that whole story all at once. But I mean, you're paying to go in there, and you know that you're paying to get scared, so I feel like it's kind of a waste to go in there and try to scare the actors instead. I don't know, it's just weird to do that to me. It is just like a part-time job, so it's not gonna be super long every day or anything. Which is good for me, because then I can keep working on videos and also not have to work all day long. She was looking for a job and now she found a job, and heaven knows she's miserable now. Watch out for the YouTubers. I'm sure there'll probably be a few. So, there might be a video of, me floating out around there somewhere eventually, but, we're not gonna worry about that, because you probably won't be able to tell. I'm gonna have, like, insane makeup on, so it's fine. I just remember some videos that look out of Scooby-Doo. I feel like a lot of people, their main reaction in a haunted house is just to, like, run. Which I guess makes sense. That is the natural response to fear. But also, you're not supposed to do that, because it's very, very easy to, like, trip on something and get injured. But like I said, it's just part-time, so it's not gonna be too much. And they're not open for very long, it's just like, you know, each night. Except, they are open on Fridays, so I'm not gonna be able to stream those days that I'm working on Fridays. So I think I'll probably try to stream during the week instead. I think that would work out better for me. Because even if I wanted to do a weekend also, I still couldn't do that. Because I'm working those days too. But we'll make it work for the time that I'm working. Suddenly the Mr. Beast crew enters your haunted house. I would be scared. I think I would get overwhelmed. But like I said, I'm still going to be working on videos and everything, and I'm still working on the Chaos Break one next. Sorry, I woke up and my throat was like super dry this morning, so I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully I'm not getting sick, but I'm trying to drink a lot of water just in case. I think if I punched Mr. Beast, especially in a haunted house that I work at, I would be in a lot of trouble. I don't think that would be a good thing. But anyway. Like I said, I'm still working on the Chaos Break video, so I'm aiming to have it out by August 1st. We'll see. I think I have time. I'm still working on this script right now, but it's fine. If I lock in, I can get it done. Hello. But I think that's all the news I had about the job itself. I don't know how much I'm getting paid yet, but I think it's probably gonna be a decent amount. I mean, I'm working quite a few days and quite a few hours, so even if it is minimum wage, I'm still getting paid at the very least. Because, I guess I'll get into it now. I actually do have experience, like I said, working at a haunted house. Because I worked at one that was close to campus when I was still living on campus. And I was like, I'll go work at this tiny local haunted house because, you know, it'd be nice to get some extra money while I'm going to school. And especially since I couldn't stream or anything. Minimum wage, do the bare minimum. No, I'm gonna try to be a good employee. I mean, I'll see when I get to my first meeting how much they pay us, because surely they'll tell us then. But like I said, I went to go work at one. This was like last year, at the end of last year. And I was like, oh, it should be fun. So I got interviewed for it, and the interview, I was interviewed by the co-founder, I think. I don't know, he was some like higher up in the company, and he was like making it seem like the company was some huge production and that they had like tons of experience doing haunted houses and stuff like that. Hello. So I mean, I was kind of skeptical in the first place because they had never like done any kind of haunted house before, so I was like, I don't know, I was kind of skeptical about it. I didn't really believe that they were actually some huge company because I'd never heard of them. And I remember they showed me like this slideshow that was like #1 in wherever, #1 in wherever, like a bunch of years, I think. But then when I looked them up later, they had never done anything before, at least it seemed like. So I don't know if they just made that up, but either way, at the time I didn't really think too much about it. So I got hired by them, and then we didn't have any trainings or meetings or anything. We just had to show up a single night before the haunted house opened. A single night before it opened to rehearse, which was kind of a bad sign. Because especially when you have people with no prior experience, I feel like you want to train them. Imagine your haunted house is so bad that a spirit Halloween takes it over. Honestly, I feel like that would have been a much better use of the space they had. But I'll get into it more. But so I showed up the night before for the rehearsal, and I could immediately tell that it was going to be bad. The co-founder, the same guy that had interviewed me, seemed like he was the one running everything, even though the CEO was there, like he was on site. But he couldn't find the keys to get in. And me and all the other actors and staff, we just had to wait outside for like 30 whole minutes as they tried to get in contact with the CEO because he was sitting inside. I don't know what he was doing, but he was inside. And then we finally got let in, and it was definitely something. Just try to imagine if you tried to make a haunted house and your budget was only like 20 bucks. I feel like that's the best way I can describe it. Just try your best to imagine that, because that's pretty much what it was. It was in, I don't think it was like a warehouse, but it was an empty building. And like, I've been to a lot of haunted houses, ranging from like super professional ones like Halloween Horror Nights, and then I've also been to ones with way smaller budgets that are just local things. But that one was the worst haunted house I've ever seen in my life. Which is saying a lot, because I've been to quite a few of them, and a lot of them, I mean, they weren't great. But they tried at least. They wanted to scare themselves. I guess so. I remember there was one section of it that seemed like they had made an attempt at making some kind of decoration or like set piece, because they had a bunch of like wooden boards that they had painted to look like a coffin. And then they had painted a sign that said asylum on it. But that was, besides like a few things you could buy at Spirit Halloween, that was literally the only like decoration in there. So that live action Willy Wonka experience from some years back, it pretty much was like that. It was on the same scale, yeah. It definitely had that same like strange liminal feeling to it. But like, there's nothing wrong with buying stuff from Spirit Halloween for your haunted house. But when that's all you have, and it's like the really cheap things from Spirit Halloween too, it's like, But, oh yeah, I should also mention, they couldn't even bother getting like a bunch of plywood to set up for walls. Instead, they just had like wooden beams with black trash bags attached to them. Like, hold on. I had drawn it in MS Paint a while ago because I needed to explain it to my friends, because I feel like that just the explanation doesn't do it justice. Hold on, let me find it again. Who did it better though? Probably, honestly, probably the Willy Wonka experience. No, hold on, this is on like a huge canvas for some reason. But like, I don't know, they didn't even get like tarps or anything. Like I said, I thought they would at least have set up like plywood for walls. But no. We can't do that. But anyways. This is my depiction of what the walls looked like. So just imagine like a big maze of this. And yes, there were giant gaps between each of them. Because I think someone had told me that they had just like cut up a bunch of trash bags to use for it. Yeah, they were barely walls. Especially because you could hear everything through that. But like I said, it was just this. These were all the walls. That's kind of scary in itself, I guess. I mean a little, but I feel like that probably wasn't on purpose. How much did they charge to enter? If I remember correctly, it was probably around like 20 bucks, I'm pretty sure. I definitely would not have paid that much to get in there. Actually, it might have been around like 30. I don't know. I'll get into this point more later, but people started getting angry that they were ripped off. Which was, you know. But the first time that they took us into the building and I saw like the trash bag walls, I was like, oh my god, what did I just sign up for? Especially because they had tried so hard to like convince everyone that this was some like high budget, high quality production. So, oh, hold on. I froze for some reason. 1 second. 1 second while I fix this. Okay. Anyways. They're trying to silence me. They don't want me talking about their haunted house. Anyways. After we walked in and found out about the trash bag walls, they took us to like the quote-unquote backstage area, I guess is what you would call it, where they had like the dressing room. I felt like they hadn't really thought things out very well, but they took us back there. And well, first of all, I have to note that if a guest wanted to get into the backstage area, they could really easily. Which is pretty bad, because the only thing separating the backstage area from like the actual haunted house was one of those trash bag walls. And it could move because, you know, people had to get through. But if someone wanted to, they could probably just like pull it open and go in there. So, you know, really great. Can I just sigh? Yeah. But we went back and they had some costumes hanging up. Not that many, I should note. And they weren't really any like specific theme. They were just super generic Halloween. Which is like, I mean, okay, not every haunted house has to have a theme. I prefer it more when it does, but not everyone has to. So I started looking through some of the costumes too because I was curious. And I noticed they were all like extremely large sizes. Or, you know, at least way too big for like me and most of the other actors to wear. Because they were all like men's 3XL, 4XL. And I'm guessing that was because they could get them for cheaper in the bigger sizes. I don't know. Or like they just found them at Goodwill or something. It was probably something like that. But still, I was like, Did they actually want to make a haunted house? I mean, I feel like they had high ambitions, just maybe too high, because the whole attraction, we'll call it that. The whole attraction was the haunted house, a haunted trail, which was barely a trail. You just kind of like walked around outside a little. And then they had an escape room also. So they were trying to do a lot all at once. And for reference, I think for the actors, there were maybe like 30 of us. And we were all split between the haunted house and the haunted trail. So already that's only 15 actors in each. And then on the second day of work, pretty much like half of the actors just didn't show up. Like, I don't blame them because it was awful. But then that meant we had even less people. So I would say at that point we probably had like 15, maybe a few more people left. Maybe 20 at most for actors. So then that splits up your resources even more. I mean, there was the first night that I actually worked it, I wore like a hospital gown that had like fake blood all over it. I guess it was supposed to be some kind of like asylum patient thing. But I wore that and it was pretty big, so yeah, I did have to keep like hiking it up so that I didn't trip over it when I was trying to like run at people. You need 3 more actors in that suit, it's like a mecha. I guess so. But also with the costumes, I had asked the co-founder about them being like way too big because I was like, hey, I don't think everyone's gonna get to have a costume because for one, there's just not enough. And then 2, we can't wear most of them. And he was like, oh, well, you can bring your own costume. Like, huh? What? What do you mean I can bring my own costume? I don't know. You can't act like you're super professional and everything and then have people bring their own costumes. And also, if I'm working specifically as a scare actor, you should have a costume for me. I shouldn't have to go out and buy one. And also, I guess kind of on that note, they didn't have anyone to do your makeup. So makeup was just like, you either have to do it yourself or you just don't get any at all. Which, like, you know, if it's some little tiny local place, I can excuse all that. And also not trying to present themselves as some kind of huge event. Perfect opportunity for Among Us costume. I didn't buy that, unfortunately. But most of the time, I feel like I didn't see a lot of my coworker actors very often. Betting this doesn't last a month. Well, this isn't the job that I have now. The one I have coming up is, I think, a lot more professional. For one, they've been around for years, and I've seen like videos on YouTube from people, and they seem a lot more with it. But like I said, I didn't see my coworkers a lot, but I think a lot of them just kind of went without a costume. They would just wear like a black shirt, black pants, and if they were lucky, they got a weapon for a prop, but they only had like 3 or 4 of those. So if not, you just kind of had to like stand and blend in with the trash bag wall, and hopefully that would be scary enough. But yeah, like I said, there was no one to do makeup or anything, so there was none of that. And I don't know, I feel like if you're not gonna have someone there to do makeup, you should at least probably like provide some makeup for your actors to use or something, or like, I don't know. They also didn't really have an area to put makeup on. Because me and the other girls that worked there, we just had to go in the women's restroom. So, that was definitely something. But then, on the rehearsal night that we went to first, we just kind of walked through the haunted house and like they talked about it a little bit. I really don't remember too much of it because it was really boring. And they weren't really telling us anything useful. Like, in regards to how we should act and like scare people, they kind of just told us to like do whatever we wanted. Which is like, oh, okay. Sounds like a hilarious setup all around. It's definitely funny now. At the time, I mean, at the time it was still funny, but it wasn't as funny working there. But like I said, on the actual opening night, I got there like an hour or two early before they opened, because they required us to be there that early. I think it was 2 hours before they opened, actually. And like I said, I wore the like medical gown they had, like hospital gown. I didn't like, you know, take anything off to put it on because I don't know where that costume's been. So I just put it on over my normal clothes. And then, each area had a supervisor, and the supervisors were like high schoolers. So I kind of feel bad for them because they had a lot of pressure on them, and there were only a few of them. So they had a lot on their plate. But each night you would get assigned to a supervisor, and they would like put you wherever they wanted in their area. And they would just kind of like take everyone around in a group and be like, I want you here, and you here, and you there. And that was like all the direction we got. But I feel like overall they just didn't have enough staff for everything they were trying to do. Because like I said, it was spread across like 3 attractions. Because I think there also needed to be like 1 or 2 scare actors at the escape room, so... And then you had to have an actual staff member to, you know, let people in and let them out. Stuff like that, and watch them. At least they didn't have you as the person dressed as a tree. I mean, I guess they didn't even have anything like that though. Tower defense setup face. That is what it felt like, yeah. But you did get put in different places every night at least, which was nice, I guess. But like I said, all the supervisors seemed like extremely overwhelmed and like they didn't know what they were doing. Which, I mean, I don't blame them, because for one, they were high school kids. And then also, I feel like they just didn't tell them anything. But after I got put in my place for the first night, which was like a corner that had a chair, and that was literally the only thing in that corner, and for like the next 3 hallways. But I had to wait. I had to stand there and wait for like an hour while they actually got things set up. Was there logic behind their choice in actor positioning, or was it at random? I'm pretty sure it was random. And then though. But like I said, I had to stand there for a long time. I mean, I could sit down because I had a chair, but I was sitting there for a long time because they were like rushing to get things ready last minute. They were still making adjustments to the trash bag walls last minute. And like taping down wires so people didn't step on them in the haunted house. Which is kind of a hazard, but you know, okay. I mean, I was just an actor, I wasn't a supervisor, so that wasn't my duty. But I think they had like some kind of issue with their ticketing system and they couldn't let people in when it was supposed to open. So I had to wait even longer. And like I did have my phone, but you know, you're not supposed to have your phone out in the haunted house. As an actor or a guest, because that's not so immersive. But I did like start checking it eventually because I was like, I feel like it's getting really late. But the first group of people they sent through, they didn't tell us that they were sending them through. So I just heard a bunch of my coworkers like screaming and yelling, like growling at people. And I was like, oh, I guess people are in now. And they just didn't tell us? Okay. But, you know, it was really easy to hear because there's no actual walls in there. It was just the trash bag walls, at least. Which also, the trash bag walls, I have to add, they weren't like taped down. And what I mean by that is like on the bottom, they would have like a longer section of trash bag, I guess. And it would kind of just like sit on the floor. And since it wasn't taped down, when people would walk through the trash bag walls, that section of trash bag at the bottom would move. So you could also tell people were coming that way, but it was also, it was just kind of creepy. Is there a who's the scariest ranking between your peers? Maybe in their minds. I don't think there was an official one. But since I didn't have any training and I had never done scare acting before, I was just like, okay, I guess I'll do whatever I think I should do. Because, I mean, what else can you do, really? So my strategy, it was pretty much just like sitting there and pretending to be like an animatronic or a prop. Just like stay really still, and then when people got close, I would like jump up and run at them and scream at them. Which was fun. I mean, it did work because for some reason, I guess I just wanted to know if I was a real person or not. A lot of people would come up and like get really close and be like, is this a real person? And then when they got really close, I could scare them really badly. So at least I had that. Do your best scream right now. I do live with people, so I probably shouldn't. But things were going decently well, like halfway through the night. I think most people were okay. Like no one was crazy or anything. There were a few people that went through and like tried to scare me instead of like letting themselves get scared. Which, like I said, I don't really understand why you go to a haunted house and you're paying for yourself to get scared. But then you try to scare the actors instead? Like, why didn't you just come work? But I think at least one of those times, I was sitting there. Like I said, I was trying to be really still because I wanted people to think I was a prop or something. So I was sitting really still and some guy came up and he was like trying to scare me. I don't remember exactly what he was doing, but he came up super close trying to scare me and like almost like yelling in my face. And then I jumped up and screamed and he screamed and ran. I'm like, all right, I mean, you can't act so tough and then run away. It was pretty funny though. I do also remember, not super far into the first night, someone did trip and fall. It was a customer, not an actor. But someone did trip and fall, and we had to stop everything for like 30 minutes-ish, something around that, while they like, I don't know, figured things out and tried to like get rid of whatever hazard was there. Your place is gonna get sued. I mean, I didn't see them fall. I think they were on the other side of the building. And also, I didn't know what was going on at first, because at first I was just like, okay, they're kind of taking a long time to get people through. And I had heard like a thud, but I was like, maybe someone just like dropped something. And it was only like 10 minutes later that one of the supervisors finally came by and was like, someone fell, so we had to stop for a minute. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, trash bags are known to be very slippery. I don't know if it was that. I think it might have been that she was running and like tripped on the floor, or maybe one of the wires that they had sticking out. I don't know. Their communication, yeah, it was pretty bad. I don't know what the issue was there, really. I'm guessing because no one was really like trained in anything, that they just didn't know what to do, because they had walkie-talkies, but they just like never really told anyone anything. Did you try to scare the supervisors when they approached? I think one time, yeah. Because it was really dark in there. And as another like tangent, I feel like a lot of haunted houses don't understand that just making it really dark isn't scary. It's just annoying. You can have really, really amazing mood lighting, and that'll add to the haunted house and also make it easier to see so that your actors and the people going through aren't like fumbling around in the dark. Because also, I saw a lot of people would come through and they would have their phone flashlight on, which is like, okay, I get it, it's dark, but you're about to shine that right in my eyes. I mean, yeah, maybe that's why they kept it dark, but you could still tell they were trash bags, because I mean, they sounded like trash bags when you walked by. Super dark room with flashing lights combo. They had a lot of that. And I think the first night they had one of those strobe lights and it was like right behind me. So it was really fun watching that all night long. Does feel like you're surviving a real found footage situation. I mean, I quit like a few days in because I just couldn't handle it anymore, but that was for other reasons than the poor communication and everything. But like halfway through the night, for some reason, they started playing super loud rock music. And like, for reference, it was probably as loud as if you went to a concert and were like standing in the pit. Which, if you haven't done that before, it is super loud. Not even generic Halloween music. No, they were just playing like rock and metal, which is an interesting choice, I guess. I really doubt they had a license. But also to do with the music, after I quit, I think the first weekend after I quit, you know, they opened again and I could hear the music, and I was living on campus, so I was probably like a mile. I don't know distances too well, but I was living pretty far away and I could hear their music. So it was extremely loud. Maybe the real horror was your working conditions. Yeah, probably. But like, the music also started contributing to a bunch of communication issues. Because, you know, it was so loud that you had to yell everything at each other if you were trying to tell someone something. Because, like, to their credit, my supervisor would come through after every group and be like, "Are you okay? Do you need anything?" I'm surprised they didn't get noise complaints. They might have, because I remember at a certain point they just stopped playing music, or like I didn't hear it anymore, so they either turned it way down or just stopped. But like I said, you had to yell if you wanted to tell someone something because of it. And like, a lot of the time when my supervisor came by to check on me, I'd have to like whisper in her ear. Or not even a whisper, I had to like yell into her ear. Because if not, you just couldn't hear each other. But, there were no restroom breaks at all. As far as I'm aware, because, well, part of the reason is the men's restroom was, like, they had some kind of, like, fence in front of it, and then, like, a skeleton in there, in the doorway. So, if you wanted to go to the men's restroom, you were just out of luck. But I think at one point I had asked, because I was like, I kind of gotta go to the restroom, can I have a break? And my supervisor was like, I'll ask. And then she came back after, I think the next group of people came through. And then she was like, no, unless it's an actual emergency, you're just gonna have to stay here. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, no restroom breaks, which is awesome. You could get water at least, so at least there was that, but still, we were working for like 6 hours straight every night, so that's a long time to go just like standing in the same spot, not using the restroom. This is why scare actors are gonna get replaced by AI. I mean, we ourselves, I think, did a good job. I think it was just, like, the very upper staff that was incompetent. But, I think that was most of the issues on, like, the first night. Well, I do remember, this might have been the second one, I can't quite remember. Someone did bring in an actual flashlight, like a heavy-duty flashlight, into the haunted house and was shining it around and like shined it in my face because, you know, at first they thought I was a prop or something. Like, for one, why are you bringing a flashlight to a haunted house? And two, why did they let them in with that? Alan Wake guy. I don't understand how the person at the door wasn't like, hey, you can't bring that in here. Or like, if you do, don't turn it on. Was he wearing a green jacket and looking for his wife? No. It was the guy with his whole family. Whenever you mention Night One, I think you were in a FNAF scenario. It was kind of like FNAF, I guess. But, like I said, I think that's all really the minor things from the first night. Well, minor and major. There were probably things that I forgot, I don't know. But the second day I was there, I remember I was like, I'd rather work the haunted trail tonight. Mostly because I didn't want to hear the music super loud again because it had given me a headache the last night. A pretty bad one too. So I was like, I'd rather work there. If you're okay with that? And I remember the supervisor that had been my supervisor the previous night was like, you were my best actor. I was like, okay, thanks, I guess. I didn't think I was doing that great of a job, but I mean, I guess I was. But I did actually go out to the haunted trail and like we started setting up stuff. And on the trail it was just me and like I think 4 other people. They have a scoring system. I don't know if they actually had one. They might have just kind of taken note of a few people. But there were only like 4 other actors with me on the haunted trail, so that's not too many people. And we started setting stuff up, and the supervisor for the trail was like putting us in place and everything. And he was actually trying to like get us in character and like tell us our roles and everything, which I appreciated. But then the CEO over the walkie-talkie was like, we need more people in the haunted house. And this was like 15 minutes before opening. Like, I don't know. You think you would have figured that out a little bit before then? But they took one of the people that was on the trail, and I think then he was like, okay, that's fine. We don't need anyone else. And then we got to like 5 minutes before opening. And, you know, everyone was in position and everything because it was 5 minutes before opening. And the haunted trail is outside so people can see you if you're like moving around and stuff and setting things up. And then the CEO gets on the walkie-talkie again and he's like, we actually need everyone in the haunted house. We don't have enough people. So all of us that were on the trail, even though we had like gotten into position, we had set things up on the trail, we had helped set things up. All of us had to go inside and just like find a random spot in the haunted house. So that was a lot of fun. And also there were people lined up and there was no other entrance to the building besides the front door. So all of us actors, we just had to like do a walk of shame past the line of people that were there to get in and go inside. So that was pretty fun. And then also about the CEO himself, he was there every day. And, you know, you'd think he would be a little more involved in all the planning and everything because it wasn't a big company. They didn't have a huge team. So you'd think he would be like working on things with everyone and like helping. Did you get booed on your way back in line? No. But he did show up like around the haunted house while it was open, but not to supervise or like help out his employees or anything. He had put on a costume and had a prop, and like this was his own costume that none of us got to wear. This was his own costume and his own prop. And he had someone with a camera following him around while he like went around scaring people and like I guess they were, I don't know, recording TikToks or something. Which like, if you have to pick one, okay? You can't own the haunted house and also be an actor in it if you don't have your shit together. You gotta pick one. You have to pick one. You can't be a scare actor and the CEO and like not supervise anything because you're scaring people all the time. But I also just thought it was weird because like he never talked to any of us actors and he didn't really talk to the supervisors either. So he didn't really talk to any of the staff. I guess that's what I'm getting at here. But I just thought that was weird because like, I mean, I don't know. It would make sense if this was a gigantic company and he had like tons of employees below him working on the logistics of everything. But when you're in a tiny company like this, I feel like you should at least like, you know, go around meeting your employees or something. I don't know, just say hi. Something like that, at least. This implies he got to personally see how the haunted house looks and he was very proud of it. I mean, I think he built it. I think he and like a few other people built it, so yeah. I think he was proud of it. But also, like, when they were running around with the camera, they weren't recording anyone else. They were just recording him scaring people. Because I remember I had told my mom about the whole thing, and she was like, yeah, from the videos on their social media, it makes it seem like he's the only actor in there. I'm just like, okay, that's kind of fucked up. I'd be pretty mad if he messed up a scare I was setting up. Well, well, actually, the only time he talked to me, personally, I was standing in like a utility closet that they had replaced the light bulb in to make it like a red light, which was kind of a neat area. I wish they had more lighting like that instead of it just being super dark. But did the trash bag walls even reach the ceiling? Not quite. But on like the second, third night, I was standing in a utility closet, and what I was trying to do was kind of something that I've seen with like Halloween Horror Nights, where actors will have like a door they can shut and then open to scare people and then shut it again and like reset. So I was trying to do something like that kind of effect. So I would stand in the closet with the door mostly closed, like just a little bit of a crack so, you know, I could see people coming. I guess ideally, probably it'd be nice to have like some kind of camera system or something so that you could see people and not have the door open a little, but this haunted house was not advanced enough for that. But I would stand there with the door mostly shut, and then when people came by, I would like throw the door open and jump out and scream. And then just like walk back in and shut the door again. But like, I thought it was a pretty good idea. I mean, I scared a lot of people with it. And then like halfway through the night, the CEO walks by with his cameraman, and he's like, oh, that's a good spot. Let me have it. And just kicks me out and tells me to go stand in some random corner. Just like, oh my god, man. Just straight up taking my idea. And also, I don't think he even did the same thing as me. I think he just kept the door open the whole time. So, he wasn't as good of an actor as me. I don't know. Why are you like actively sabotaging your employees as the CEO? It just feels a little odd. I don't know. Maybe it's mean to say, but he felt very narcissistic to me. I just felt like it was weird that he like didn't want to talk to anyone or anything. I don't know. It was just strange. Bro didn't know his scare game. I mean, this was probably his first time running something like this, but like I said, it was way too ambitious. Because they tried to do 3 attractions at once, which I think the like $30 ticket got you into everything, but starting from like the second night onwards, they just didn't have the trail anymore, so really you were paying that $30 for 2 attractions. But I just I feel like if you're gonna start a haunted house, you need to start small. You need to keep your expectations low. Yeah, the trail that doesn't have anyone in it. So, like I said, I think they just didn't open it after the second night. But I feel like you need to open just the haunted house. Don't try to do a haunted trail too. Don't try to do an escape room also, which like, I don't know how the escape room was. I never got to see inside it and I never worked it, but I don't know. The one coworker I knew that did work at the escape room, I think said it was fine. How big is the house? like I said, it's not like a warehouse, but maybe like half of like a warehouse's space, something like that. And obviously the ceilings weren't as high as a warehouse, but it was kind of that width to it. I would imagine him the kind that tries to communicate with the employees through his cameraman. I mean, he really just said everything through the walkie-talkie. He never really talked to anyone directly. Maybe. But I don't know. It was just a weird job. Well, and also, I guess I should get into the reason why I actually quit was because people started getting mad that they got ripped off. Which, like, alright, I understand. I mean, you paid $30 and you get into this really, really awful haunted house. But also, don't take it out on the actors. Because a lot of people would come through and, like, scream at us and, like, yell at us. And, like, get mad and get up in our faces. And it's like, don't do that. The CEO will ignore that. I mean, he, like, wandered around a lot of the time, so I don't know if he experienced that. But I remember there was one specific guy that came through, and he was, like, a grown man, like, probably in his 40s or 50s, with his wife, too. And he came through and he was, like, I don't know, yelling something about how he got ripped off, something like that, and got way up in my face. And I was so beyond done. I think this was the night that I quit. I was so beyond done with everything at that point that I was just like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Like, I said that out loud to him because what do you want me to do? I just work here. Hello. I would have cried if people got mad at me for no reason. It was just annoying to me. Because like I said, even if you're mad that you get ripped off, like I understand. But don't take it out on the employees that can't do anything about it. We think it sucks too. But I remember, I think he was really shocked that I actually said that to him, or I guess like said anything at all back to him. Because he stepped back and he was like, this like insanely shocked expression. Like, man, you're getting up in my face and screaming at me. What did you expect? But that was the point that I was like, okay, I'm not gonna work here anymore, because for one, it's just terrible. And then also, I feel like that's dangerous, right? That's pretty dangerous. Because also, no one besides other actors were around when he like got way up in my face. So like, what if he had started attacking me or something? What would anyone have done? Because like I said, most of the other actors were like high school, college kids. So if you really think it's a scam, why don't you just ask for your money back and then leave? I don't think they did refunds, which is kind of scummy, but like I said, I feel like you should not be taking it out on the actors. Yeah, I'm glad he did back off, because I would not have wanted to get into a fight in the middle of the haunted house. It would have been pretty bad. But like, I don't know, it was just a really awful experience. But all that to say, I think this job will be much, much better than that, because I have seen them around, and I know they've been around for like at least a decade, so I think they probably know how to do stuff. And also from the videos I've watched, they have like actual sets. They don't just have trash bags for walls. They have actual stuff built into the haunted houses. It looks like they actually have people who do your makeup and like actual costumes and everything, so It at least won't be like that. But like I said, that last one was just really, really bad. Probably my worst job experience ever. And also, I should mention, I never got paid for the days that I worked. Because I only worked like 3 days, I think, and then I quit because I just couldn't take it anymore. But still, I had talked about quitting with the co-founder, and he was like, yeah, even though you didn't work the whole time, you'll still get paid for the days that you worked. And then I just never got paid, so, you know. Well, also I should mention, I keep thinking this can't get worse and then it does. That's how I felt working there. But I should also mention, the very first night that I was there, when we were like waiting to open because they were having ticketing problems or something, I remember one of the supervisors was walking by talking on a walkie-talkie and said something about them already being like in the red financially. Or like, I don't know, something about financial troubles, which I'm assuming was about the company that we were working for. So, I don't know if they would have even had the money to pay me at the end. So it's probably a good thing I quit, because I wouldn't have wanted to work all that time and then get paid nothing. I don't know, it was an experience. Being in money trouble on day one is wild. I mean, I'm guessing maybe they had like a really tiny budget and then they spent it all, which I don't understand how you could spend all of your budget on like trash bags. But you know, whatever. But I'm guessing they spent it all and then they were trying to make their money back with like ticket sales slowly, but I think you gotta kind of be prepared to take a loss. But I don't know how things went after that third night. I don't know if it got worse or better. I'm assuming worse though. I remember I checked their social media not that long ago and they had some reviews that were from last year and they were all calling it a ripoff. So they kind of got what they deserved. Spent it on the cameraman in the CEO's outfit. Honestly, probably yeah. I mean, those Spirit Halloween costumes are expensive. I would know because I went out and bought one specifically for the haunted house. Didn't you notice the reviews before you applied? Well, this was the first year that they had actually like done a haunted house, I'm pretty sure. At least like their Facebook page and everything was new, so they didn't have any reviews, which I guess should have also been a red flag, but I was willing to give them a chance. But like I said, I think this one will be a lot better that I am working at this year because it's not the same one. Obviously, because I moved. But it's also been around for a lot longer, like I said. And there's actual like YouTube videos of influencers going there and stuff like that, so I think they probably know what they're doing. And I think not that long ago I looked at their negative reviews and most of them were just about like parking, so I mean, that's not where I'm gonna deal with, so it's fine. At least you can say you have work experience. Yeah, I did put my experience at the last one on my application for this one. Which, like, the name, obviously I can't say it exactly because then I would dox myself, but... or, you know, dox where I used to live, which I don't want to do still, but the name of it made it sound a lot cooler and, like, more professional than it was. So, maybe they thought it was some, like, big production, the one that hired me for this year. But it's fine. I mean, I got the job, so. But, like I said, for everyone that wasn't here earlier when I first talked about it, I'm gonna be working part-time, so I'm still gonna be working on videos and stuff, but I will probably have to stream during the week. During the weeks that I'm working, because I have to work like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I think one Wednesday. Let's hope the new one's a lot more enjoyable. I think it will be. I think they, well, like I said, they actually give you training, for one. Which is a good thing, because the last one didn't. I was kind of just going in blind. And I remember I looked up like scare acting tips on YouTube or something. But there really isn't that many videos about like how to be a good scare actor. Your streams are going to be constantly charged with stories then? Maybe. We'll see. I mean, hopefully they're good stories and not bad ones. Thank you. Like I said, I think it should be probably decent money at least, so. I'm fine with working it. And I mean, it's not that, like, it's not super long hours either. Just research sliders. I know the one I'm going to work at this year, they do have those like sliding things. I don't know what they're called. I think you put them on your shoes, right? So you can like slide around. And you can also like hit them together and they'll make sparks. I know they do have those, but I've never used them before, so I don't know. I might try though. It'd be kind of fun. I don't think they're roller skates. Like I said, I don't think they're roller skates. I don't know what they are. But I know a lot of like haunted houses have them. And also, I don't know if I talked about this on stream either, but there was one haunted house attraction I went to one year at a theme park. It was not Halloween Horror Nights, notably. And that fact will be relevant for what I'm about to talk about. It was a smaller theme park and they had like a haunted house thing, kind of like Halloween Horror Nights. Which, I mean, the haunted houses they had were just okay. But after you've been spoiled by Halloween Horror Nights, everything else seems a lot worse in comparison. But anyways, I was standing in line to go into one, and I was like about to go in, and I had worn a shirt that I got at Halloween Horror Nights there because I was like, well, I want to wear like a Halloween shirt, and that was really the only one I had. And obviously it said Halloween Horror Nights on it. And the employee that was at the door was like, I don't know, said something to me, and then they were like, oh, Halloween Horror Nights, and like started almost mocking me about wearing it, and like almost seemed mad that I was wearing it to another theme park. And like, I don't know, I think they said something like, why don't you just go back to Halloween Horror Nights instead of coming here? Like, huh? I'm paying to be here. What the hell's your problem? You kind of like the Michelin reviewer of haunted houses at this rate. I have been to a lot of them. There's theme park beef? I guess so. I don't know, maybe that one employee just had something against Halloween Horror Nights. But it was, I don't know, it was weird. It's like, I'm literally paying to be here. So why are you mad? And also, like, it's not a personal slight against you that I'm wearing a Universal shirt. And not your theme park. Like, come on. And then I got a few more comments about it throughout the night from employees, notably. They weren't, like, kind of mean like that one, but there were a lot of, like, kind of joking about, like, kicking me out for wearing it, which is like, oh, haha. I don't know, maybe I'm too sensitive, but I just feel like that's kind of weird. To be wearing like a Halloween shirt and then employees are like, oh, I'm gonna kick you out for wearing that because it's another theme park. Obviously not seriously, but still. It's still just kind of a strange thing to say, I feel like. But, I think that's pretty much all the, like, haunted house related stories I have. I just don't think I had ever talked about my past working experience with the haunted house, which, I mean, like I said, it was when I wasn't streaming, so it had been a while. And then also, I think I was waiting until I moved so that no one knew where it was, potentially. Oh, I mean, this is why I had a chatting stream, because there's so much to talk about. But besides that, moving on. Finally. Oh, it's stormy outside. That's fine, probably. As long as my internet doesn't go out. It makes for some great content. Yeah, at least there's that. I just wanted to do a chatting stream because I kind of wanted a break from a game stream. Like, just a little bitty break, because the last few ones I've played, I feel like I had some issues, like, setting them up, which, you know, I don't really mind, but sometimes it does get annoying working with that, so it is nice to take a break from that and just chat. And also, the thing with, like, playing games and trying to chat about stuff at the same time is that a lot of the time I'm playing, like, story-driven games, so I can't really just be, like, talking during the middle of a cutscene. I mean, I guess I could, but I would feel bad about it. And also, I don't want to be one of those streamers that, like, talks all throughout a cutscene and then is like, what just happened? But, like I said, I felt like it would be nice to catch up for a bit. But, also, I don't know if you guys have seen the English voice cast for Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave is slowly getting revealed. And I think, one of them is, like, the announcer from Smash, I think someone said. That might not be true, but I think he's got a pretty big, like, role list, at least. Those annoy me so much, low-key. That's why I try not to do it, because I feel like it is really annoying. Or at least, like, to me, when I'm watching someone and they don't pay attention to a cutscene, and then they're like, what just happened? I feel like that's a little annoying. Isn't that also the same guy that did Master Hand? Maybe? Maybe? Like I said, I'm not sure if that's true. I haven't really played enough Smash. I remember I bought it, but then I only really played it like a few times. And even then I didn't really play online that often. But I'm just not a huge fan of fighting games in general, like I've said. I feel like it has to be really specifically appealing to me in a certain way. I think the only one I like is Fate Unlimited Codes, the Fate fighting game for like the PS2. I do like Fate Unlimited Codes, it's actually fun. And I don't know, I feel like it's easy to understand to me most of the time. A lot of fighting games, especially like newer ones, to me, looking at them, I just like, I can't understand the controls. Which maybe that's more of a me thing. Surprised you didn't dip your toes into Melty. I do have a friend that plays used to play Melty Blood at least. And she kept trying to get me to buy it, but I never did, but maybe eventually. I think they're making another Melty Blood game, aren't they? I saw something about that a while ago. It kind of looks the same, but I don't know, I guess they'll add new characters. So, you know what that means? Get ready for like 500 more fake Grand Order characters in your Melty Blood game. Like Darkstalkers with Morrigan. Maybe, maybe. I know there was also one that I played at like I played one on an arcade machine at Meow Wolf of all places. The art installation. But they had like an arcade area and they had a fighting game that I played that I liked, but I don't remember what it was. Let me see. I think it was Marvel vs. Capcom, like the second one. Maybe? Yeah, I think it was Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Yeah, I liked it. Even though I don't know like half the characters on the roster, but I had fun playing it. I thought it was interesting, so maybe I'll have to look into it more. Did you beat up a stranger in that? No, I think I was playing against a computer. Yeah, I know about the new Marvel game coming out, but I'm just not that interested in Marvel stuff, honestly. Hopefully I'm not offending anyone by saying that, but I feel like it's pretty well known that I don't like superhero stuff that much. Pretty much the only like superhero related thing that I like is The Boys. And I mean, even then, it's meant to be like a parody of superhero comics. So I don't know. I've just never really been interested in them. You're gonna summon the Marvel rival Sims. The ending of The Boys? Yeah, I thought it was okay. I think the writing was really good in like season 1, and then it just went downhill from there. Because I watched all of season 4 and 5 with a friend of mine, and we both agreed that the ending was really, really bad. Which, like, there were good parts of season 5 at least, but I don't think that was enough to save it. By season 3 it was cooked. Yeah. Well, I feel like at some points it kind of became what it was trying to parody, if that makes sense. They can't keep it up when actual superhero fans ended up watching. I mean, I don't know. I feel like one of my main complaints with season 5 was everyone was just like so mean to each other, which didn't really make sense. Like, I know they had, I guess this is technically The Boys spoilers, so just don't listen if you don't want to hear that, but I know they had the one episode where there was like the thing that was making them turn on each other and like argue with each other and fight with each other. But even outside of that, they were just mean with each other. It's like these characters have been in this group together for so long. Why are they all fighting each other all of a sudden? I know, there were so many sex jokes. And like, I'm fine with them in general, but there were so many. And there were characters that like would never say that kind of stuff, making jokes about it, which was like, okay. Kind of an odd choice. Especially, Kiriko. I felt like her writing was really, really bad. Because she finally speaks in the 5th season. But then pretty much every single sentence out of her mouth, she says fuck at least once in it. Like, oh my god. I know she learned it how to speak again from like TikTok or whatever, but surely that wouldn't make you say fuck every single sentence. I think that was my main complaint with it, honestly. Just her writing. Has been swearing syndrome. It was kind of like that, yeah. Which, like, it sucks, because I really did like her as a character. And then I liked Frenchie too. And, you know, stuff happens in season 5 with him. I mean, I guess with Homelander, I think what they did was fine. I mean, I feel like it's to be expected what happened to him. I don't think anyone should have expected any kind of different ending for him specifically. I did think the, like, big boss fight against him with everyone was a little bit corny. And also when Kiriko is, like, charging up her beam. If you've never watched The Boys, you probably won't understand what I'm saying at all, but when Kiriko is, like, charging up her beam and she sees Frenchie and, like, I don't know, like a... not a flashback, I don't know, it was just weird, like a hallucination. That entire scene was like, huh? What? Yeah, I mean, we did get Oh Father though, and I thought he was a good character. He had a good song at least. The anime moment. That is what it felt like. I don't know, it feels like something they would make fun of in the past seasons, right? It feels like something they would have made fun of for happening. Do you remember the deep send? Yes, I do. I do. I mean, he did deserve it. He did have it coming for him, but I was still kind of sad. He did get what he deserved in the end, I guess. He was a really funny character though. But like I said, I just feel like the writing was way better at first and then it just kept going downhill as it went on. I mean, at least it was better than the comics, I guess, because I know I saw people talking about the comics and they were saying that they were pretty bad. Yeah. I mean, I feel like by the very end of season 5, they were just like, okay, we have way too many characters now. We gotta start killing them off. Because a lot of the deaths felt very, like, rushed happening, if that makes sense. And I mean, it's fine to kill off characters, but a lot of it was kind of sudden. I don't know. I haven't watched really any other, like, superhero stuff besides The Boys. I don't think I'm gonna plan on it. I know a lot of people said Superman was good, but like I said, I've never been interested in superhero stuff as a whole, so I feel like I wouldn't be very interested in Superman. Oh yeah, I forgot they just, like, completely forgot to, like, wrap up the whole Gen V thing, too. Not even Watchmen or the Superman movie? No, I've never watched any of them. I don't know if I will. Peacemaker is good? I forgot about Peacemaker. I think I watched all of season 1 of Peacemaker and then I started watching season 2 and then I think I just kind of forgot about it. I liked Peacemaker. It's fun. Or at least the first season was. I guess I can't talk about the second season because I haven't watched it yet. You're not gonna hate watch Supergirl? Probably not. I saw there was, like, a clip of it that was going viral on Twitter not that long ago that just had really, really bad VFX. And I was like, oh, Which, like, it's weird because everything I saw of Superman looked really good. It's the same director, right? Probably like the first few seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'll have to see. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to expand my horizons. Which, like, it is kind of funny because I really like magical girl stuff, and you'd think I would also like superhero stuff because they're kind of similar. I don't know. I just like magical girl stuff a lot better. The Harley Quinn show. I feel like they make something new with her like every single month, it feels like. They're milking that character for all she's worth. V for Vendetta? I don't think I've heard of that. Superheroes more male dominated? Well, yeah. But, I mean, there are like female superhero things, but a lot of them are kind of iffy. But, I started watching Goodbye Laura the other day. I think it's really good so far. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It kind of looks like it's like traditional animation, like cell animation. But I think the first 2 episodes are very, very fun. Yeah, it's so good. I really like it so far. And I'm pretty sure that it's Yuri also. It remains to be seen, but I'm pretty sure. I think the director also worked on Review Starlight, right? So, you know. The name gives me a bit of a Twin Peaks feel. Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. I really like the animation. I feel like it's really good. Probably better than I expected, honestly. Not that I thought it would be bad, but, you know. A lot of anime these days is just kind of like, okay. I'm not getting Crunchyroll for Goodbye Laura. I mean, you might be able to find it other places. Have you seen Ghost in the Shell? I haven't seen the new one, no. I've seen people talking about it, though. Because I saw a lot of people complaining that it was like too cartoony or like too comedic. But isn't it just a more faithful adaptation of the manga? So like, I don't really see the complaints about that. And I mean, I think the movies made it a lot grittier than it originally was. Yeah, yeah. So I think a lot of people have kind of a skewed perception of Ghost in the Shell. I'll probably watch it at some point soon. And then I know I also want to watch, because I've been waiting for this to come out. I've been wanting to watch I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day. It's also Yuri. Surprisingly. But it looks interesting. I think there's something, I don't know, some kind of angst going on there, so I want to watch it and see what happens. I get the impression it's a Brotherhood versus original Full Metal Alchemist debate. Maybe, maybe. No, this isn't the green Yuri. This is like, I don't know a good way to describe it. But like I said, I haven't watched it, so I don't know that too much about it, but it looks pretty dark. So I'm interested. And also, the new Madoka movie is coming out next month, hopefully. Finally. I really hope it doesn't get delayed again, because I want the English release to come out too. How about playing Deltarune? If I played Deltarune, because I'm kind of interested in it, if I played it, I would probably wait until every chapter's out, because I just really can't handle playing like chapter-based games as they come out. Not because I think it's a bad idea to have chapter-based games, but I feel like for me it's just hard to like remember things that happened in between, you know? So then I would probably have to end up going back and playing more. So maybe when it all comes out, I'll play it. Have you played Earthbound? No, I haven't. Dante's Inferno? Oh, I saw that a while ago. I've been thinking about getting it. It's called Hellmaiden, right? It looks really interesting, and I do really, really love Astral Shift's art style, so maybe I'll pick it up. We'll see. I don't know. I don't really care for, like, card building games. Alright, would that fall under, like, Vampire Survivors category? The gameplay kind of looked like it to me, but I don't know if you'd really call it that, but I do want to give it a shot, at least at some point. Deltarune is good, but the fans are a bit rabid, especially right after a new chapter drops. Yeah, I've seen. I mean, also, it'd probably be better to wait until all the chapters are out, also, because I wouldn't want to get, like, backseated or anything. Because I feel like it's kind of similar to how Undertale was back in the day, where, like, if you streamed Undertale when it was still super popular, people would try to backseat you, or, like, if you were doing the genocide route, they would be like, stop, don't do that. Local vampire needs instant gratification. It's not that, it's just, like I said, I have a hard time remembering stuff in between. I have a really weird recommendation. Whatever it is, I'll hear it out. The worst part's the role players. True, true. I haven't seen too many Undertale role players in these days. Dispatch is fully released? Has it? I don't know if it has. Let me see. I don't know if they're planning on adding more. No, I think it's fully out now. Maybe I can play it at some point. I did play the demo and I liked it, but I mean, it's another superhero thing, but like I said, I played the demo and I had fun, so it might be fun. It's just, I don't know if I would care for, like, the actual, like, story parts as much as the dispatching gameplay. But, I mean, there's a lot of games on my, like, list of games to play anyway. And it's only getting longer because I keep seeing stuff that I think looks interesting on, like, Twitter and things like that. Dead Zone? I don't think I've ever heard of it. Let me see. My Steam recommendations recently have been very, very strange. I don't know if it's because of, like, what I play or what, but I'll get recommended, like, all sorts of random stuff. And sometimes they try to get me to buy, like, hentai games. Which, the only thing similar to that I own is Nekopara. And I haven't even played, like, I've only played the first one. And I don't think I've played any of the other ones. So I don't know why they're recommending all that to me. I know I did have Hellmaiden on my, well, it was like the release calendar. So they did get that right, because I was interested in it. You own Nekopara? I do. I bought it, like, years ago? It's been a long time. I guess technically I'm a Nekopara LARPer, because I've only played the first one. And I think I own... They've made a few more, I think, since I bought them, but I own most of the games, I think. I feel like the second screenshot for Dead Zone reminds me of Rain World a lot. Like you had it as a Christmas present or something. I think, oh yeah, I think the first one I bought myself, and then I think the rest of them I think I had on my Steam wishlist, and they were like at the top because I hadn't bothered to move them. I think my dad got me all of them for Christmas one year, which was interesting. Thank you, thank you. I mean, I should have quite a bit of free time still because I'm only working weekends and like evenings in the weekends, so it shouldn't be too much work. I mean, to be fair, I doubt he knew what Nekopara was. He probably just assumed it was some like weeb shit like I usually like. So he was like, whatever. But like I said, I have a lot on my backlog, so I do have to get back to playing games eventually. Even though, like I said, I'm not going to stream all of them that I'll make videos on, just because it's easier for me if I don't have to stream all of them, because then I can record them off stream, stuff like that. Would your dad play Weeb Diablo? I don't know. He's not really like a huge fan of anime stuff, I feel like. I know he did like, he told me some anime he liked, but I can't remember what it was. Let me see if I can find it. He told me he liked Armitage the Third. I don't know if he said that was his favorite, I can't remember. It was a while ago. But I remember he told me he liked it, and I looked it up and I was like, oh, okay. Wouldn't really think this is the kind of thing my dad would like, but okay. There's probably a trucking anime he likes. Maybe, maybe. I don't know, I don't really, like, talk about anime with my parents. Because my mom doesn't like it, and then my dad's just not very interested. And then I remember I tried to watch Madoka Magica with my mom once when I was like recovering from surgery of some kind. So I kind of forced her, but I tried to force her to watch it with me, and we got to like the end of it and she was like, that was really weird. That was pretty much all her commentary. I'll be honest, not talking anime with your parents is probably good advice for all of us. Yeah, yeah. Why do you put your mother through these shows? I mean, I just really like Madoka Magica, okay? Yeah, I also took her to see Perfect Blue with me. But that was just because I didn't want to go alone. I didn't want to go to the movie theater by myself. Because, like, I don't know, I feel like it's really scary when you go to the movie theater by yourself. Even if it's to see Perfect Blue. Well, especially if it's Perfect Blue, I feel like that's even scarier then. Anime when your parents walk in. I mean, I don't really watch anything that's like that, at least. I don't know, I think my mom maybe kind of enjoyed Perfect Blue, but I feel like she's kind of averse to the whole like genre of anime as a whole, for whatever reason. I don't know, I feel like a lot of people have some kind of weird thing for anime. Which is interesting, because I mean, realistically it's just like animation. And there's so many different shows you can watch, so like if you don't like one, there's probably at least one out there that you'll like. I don't know, I just think it's strange to like close yourself off from an entire genre. Are you calling yourself weird? No, I mean, I think anime has gotten a lot more mainstream, so I feel like that it's been both like a blessing and a curse. Because I was actually thinking about, like, a few weeks ago when Anime Expo was happening, that, like, a lot of the merch that you see at conventions now is pretty much solely Hoyoverse stuff. Or if it's not Hoyoverse, it's like some other gacha game. Which, I mean, I know that's what sells the best, but it's kind of annoying to see a bunch of like Hoyoverse stuff everywhere all the time. Especially like, because I don't really care for that many Hoyoverse things. I kind of like Zenless Zone Zero sometimes, but the other games I just don't really care about. But like, even like 2 or 3 years ago, the last convention I went to, I was walking through the artist alley and it was almost all Genshin Impact stuff. And like back then I was a Genshin Impact fan. But even then I was still like, there's so much Genshin Impact stuff. But like I said, I know that's what makes money, so artists kind of have to do that, especially because you're already paying so much for the table, but it is unfortunate. And I mean, maybe I wouldn't know how to run like a business, an art business, because I haven't really tried, but I feel like it'd be nice if artists could like have maybe like half of their booth Hoyoverse stuff or like gacha stuff and then half other stuff. So like the gacha fans can get their fix, but then people who want to see more niche stuff can find it, hopefully. It's the circle of life in conventions. Yeah, unfortunately. Which I mean, Uma Musume is popular now, at least. And I do like Uma Musume. I don't really care for the gameplay, honestly. I mean, the gameplay itself is like fun and addictive, but actually playing it like days in a row, I just can't handle that. It's so easy to get burnt out on. Cause, you know, if you like fail a training or like you randomly get an illness or something, it's just so demotivating. And also I feel like careers take a while. I mean, I see a lot of people say that you can finish them really quickly, but I usually, when I play an Uma Musume career, it takes like an hour. I mean, maybe if I like skipped through everything and really didn't take my time, then it would take less time, but still. I feel like it's still a long time that you have to spend on one career. We need more Nikkei merch too. That's true. I feel like for how popular Nikkei is, I really haven't seen that many merch of it. Because I don't know. I mean, the last convention I went to wasn't huge, so I feel like it's not surprising that they had mostly Hoyoverse, but I felt like I still would have seen some Nikkei stuff, maybe. And even at really big conventions, I feel like you don't see it that often. I don't know. Nikkei fans are too busy playing by themselves. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like it's also kind of sad how, like, forgotten Fate has been. Because, I don't know, you don't see that many Fate cosplayers in general these days. I feel like they're really only at, like, the really big conventions that you see them. The more rural, like, local conventions, you really don't see Fate cosplayers. Unless you're, like, really lucky. Can't be worse than the Love and Deep Space players. True. I unwillingly got, like, sucked into that controversy. Not as, like, a participant, but... but just reading about it, I was like, what is happening? It was all so, like, intriguing to me. Tried to get into Neverness Taverners and I just couldn't. I don't think I would ever play it because I remember seeing a lot of stuff about how they use AI a ton throughout the game, which is like, I've only seen popular LARP characters for Fate. Yeah. New Fate game with 3D on par with Sunless would bring it back? I mean, probably, yeah, but I don't think they're ever going to get rid of FGO. FGO literally prints money and they barely have to do anything. Because it's like over 10 years old now, I think. And I think this year might be the 10th anniversary, I can't remember. Or maybe it's the 11th? I don't remember. But Fate Grand Order's been around for a long time. And it still prints money for Type Moon, so I feel like they're not killing it off anytime soon. It would be nice if they would make a 3D game, though. I would really like that. Did you send a package to the devs? No. I just can't... I don't know. I can't believe that FGO still hasn't added a way to automatically play through levels. Like ones that you've already cleared at least. Oh, sorry, my water bottle. But like, it takes so long to farm for stuff, and it's annoying having to hit all the buttons yourself. They're gonna have to make up mythical figures at this rate. I mean, they're still introducing new ones. They just added a new servant not that long ago. I don't remember who it was. Got overwhelmed by the text wall and the dog guy. That was the first thing I saw about the whole like Love and Deep Space thing, I think. Because it showed up on my timeline. And like I knew what Love and Deep Space was, kind of. Like I've never played it, but I had an idea of what it was. And I was like, what could they have possibly done that warrants this gigantic wall of text? So I read through all of it, or I think at least like skimmed through it. It was just, it's a very silly situation to me. A united art style would probably also help. I don't know. I feel like for me personally, I do like all the different art styles in Fate. Is that the one you can slap the guy's butt? I don't think so. I think that's actually another one. Love and Deep Space is the one that has like the period tracker built into it. Which I just can't get into like the 3D style. I just don't like them. They're scary looking to me. You guys didn't hear about that when like it first got added? The period tracker? I remember when it first came out, people were like asking for other games to add it. Can you imagine a period tracker in like Fate Grand Order? Gilgamesh tells you when you're about to get on your period. 2D only, please. I feel like there's probably a way to make the 3D like Ultimate games look good, but I just haven't seen any that look appealing. The Love and Deep Space guys are like, they're kind of uncanny valley for me. They just like, they look strange. There's a period tracker for VTubers. I don't know, I feel like... Or wait, no, I think I've heard about that maybe. I was gonna say I feel like that's probably some kind of like data harvester, but I think it's like a community thing. FGO period tracker will trigger when you're most willing to spend money. Yeah, maybe. It's a Digimon Pokemon situation for me. If I wanted a consistent art style, I'd play Project Moon. I do like Limbus Company. I haven't played that much of Limbus Company, but for me with Limbus Company, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I get tired out really easily playing it because I have to level up all my characters and then like spend forever farming, but then I run out of energy to do that, and then I have to wait, and then I just like forget about going back and doing that. Should we track for you? I mean, I don't know if I've ever really mentioned that. I try not to like talk about it because I feel like for some people that's kind of a TMI thing. And I mean, usually when I'm streaming, it doesn't, you know, come into play. Like I said, I do like Limbus Company, but like I said, I just get burnt out on it super easily, which I feel like is common for a lot of gacha games. I know the summer event is going on in Faker in Order, but I think you have like 2 months to complete it almost, so I'm probably just gonna wait a while. Which I think there's a welfare servant that I want from it, so I do have to actually play through it at some point and at least get her, but besides that, I'm probably not like pulling for anyone in FGO for the time being. Summer Nikke. I haven't logged into Nikke in a long time, admittedly. Which, I don't know, maybe I'll get back into it eventually. I know they've added way more characters, but I just really haven't seen too many that are super appealing to me. And also, I don't know, I'm not really too interested in the Nier collab. The dailies grind is in shambles. I don't really have anything that I do dailies on now, honestly, which is kind of freeing. I can really only focus on like one gacha game at a time. Because if I try to focus on more, then it kind of gets scary. They added a rhythm game mode too? Oh. I do still play Idolmaster Starlight Stage, which is JP only. But they stopped updating it like I think sometime last year, so they're not adding new characters or anything, and I'm kind of just waiting for Ryamu to get another rerun, so I'm not even pulling or anything, I'm just playing the rhythm game. Which I'm fine with. It's kind of like I'm not even playing a gacha at all. Which, like, I guess at some point I need to actually start playing the other newer Idolmaster games, but I've been trying to wait for them to announce a global server for Gakuen Idolmaster. Which, if you haven't seen it, I feel like it's very, very similar to Umusume. Because it's also kind of like, I mean, it's very literally like an idol raising sim. Because you have to like increase stats and stuff like that. A bit of an EOS scare when the updates slow down. Yeah, it was. I do think it's funny though, Ryamu still gets included in a lot of like Idolmaster collabs, even though she's literally in like a dead game. But I think she is pretty popular. I mean, I don't think she's as popular with like people who didn't know anything about her as she used to be, but she must still be at least a little popular. I don't know, I guess the real gauge of that is like trying to buy merch of them, because when I try to find merch of Astolfo, sometimes it's like, oh my god. Like, why am I paying this much? Because I'm still on the hunt for the Figma to get it eventually. But every time I see one on Mercari JP, it's like usually around like $600-700. I didn't mean to say 6-7. I'm sorry. But it's usually like way more expensive than it originally was. for something that's pre-owned too. And one of them that I saw recently, it was like $200, and I was like, oh, well, that's a more reasonable price. So I started looking at it, and the description was like, there's dirt and scratches all over it, and the handle to the lance is loose, and also the cape is missing. I was like, oh, well, that's why it's $200. So, I don't know. I just gotta keep searching, I guess. Which I am a little worried about the new regulations. I don't know if you guys have seen too much about that, where like customs is gonna be more strict and they're gonna be inspecting things that they consider made for children more closely. So, that's a little concerning. I don't think it's as bad for figures though as like plushies and stuff. Because usually figures have like, you know, 15 plus, 18 plus, stuff like that. I feel like it's been a big deal. Like I said, I think it's more concerning for plushies though, because usually those have pretty low ages on the tags. It's just an excuse to rummage and steal our stuff and charge extra. Yeah, probably. Well, and also, I've seen some people get concerned about like customs just destroying their packages. Which is fair, because, I mean, you really don't know. And if they do destroy your package, there's really nothing you can do about it. I mean, I think they're supposed to, like, give you money back for whatever you bought, but, I mean, that doesn't bring the thing back. Because what if you're buying some, like, super rare secondhand thing, and it gets destroyed? What are you gonna do then? It really does suck, it really does. How do we make it clear that this figure is strictly for adults? Well, for me, I had to change some of the, like, HS codes with my proxy that I'm using, because I'm trying to buy Daiwa Scarlet plushies. and some of them are of, like, the actual, like, horse Daiwa Scarlet, so, you know, the tags kind of imply that they're made for children. So I had to change the codes to be a little more, like, obvious, or not obvious, to be a little more vague. The opposite. I saw something about someone's package being destroyed. I feel bad for whoever that happens to. I feel like I haven't seen too much about it since all the, like, custom stuff, but it's still kind of worrying. You sound like a hacker right now. I mean, I kind of felt like one. I had to, like, search through the HS code site and, like, see what each one meant. Because, you know, I've never worried about that before. And then I also had to change the descriptions of the items and, like, describe what they are. So I haven't shipped it out yet. We'll see if everything comes safely. Hopefully it does. It would be pretty bad if it didn't, but we'll see. I have seen more people say that they got their package destroyed or, like, held by customs with, like, DHL and UPS. So maybe FedEx is safer? I don't know. I don't know. I'll just have to try it and see. Yeah, I've heard about the thing with the copy of Tsukihime. That made me really mad when I first saw it. Because, like, I just don't understand why there's pretty much no repercussions for customs employees that just destroy stuff. Like, I mean, maybe they could say it's an accident, but come on. Come on. Because especially in the case with the floppy disk of Tsukihime, it was sealed up in there. Like, they had to intentionally take the floppy disk out and destroy it. There's no way that it got torn to pieces by just like being in a box. Especially because it was packaged well by the seller, so... Yeah. I mean, it really sucks right now. Especially because like shipping costs from Japan to the US are extremely high right now. But you kind of just have to take the L on that sometimes. I did suffer emotional damage. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, hopefully things get better. That's all we can hope for, really. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say the exact amount that I have to pay to get my like current shipment of stuff shipped out because it's a little bit high, but I do order like a ton of stuff all at once because then it's cheaper to send it than if I just buy like one thing at a time. But it is pretty expensive right now. And also for all the stuff I have, I can't do like the really cheap options. So I gotta go with like FedEx or someone. Which I mean, I haven't had any issues with them before, so hopefully things are fine this time. I mean, this one should be paying me, the new one. So I should be fine there. Yeah, I mean, the stuff I have in this shipment, I feel like it's... If anyone looks inside, it's gonna be just like a bunch of random shit. Because like I said, I order a bunch of stuff all at once. Because then it's way cheaper to ship it out rather than shipping it all individually. Even though I am, like, in September, I'm gonna have to place another order probably. Or like try and find more stuff because I pre-ordered the art book for Over Requiems. Because I really wanted it. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna wait for it to come out secondhand because I don't know if people are even gonna sell theirs. And they might sell it for more because it wasn't super expensive. But if someone sells it secondhand, they might try to sell it for more. So I was like, I'll just place a pre-order and whenever it actually comes out, I'll just find other stuff to send with it. A very experienced shopper. Yeah, I've done my fair order of orders with proxy services. Some plushies I got actually shipped fine, so hopefully everyone's goes well too. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, maybe I'm worrying too much about it. We'll see. By having references for drawing masculine men, finally. We'll see. I have been trying to get back into drawing. Or, well, I guess I've been back into drawing, but I still don't draw for too long each day because, you know, I don't want to hurt my wrist again and be right back where I started. That wouldn't be super fun, but in terms of like other projects and everything, the mixer I think is about like halfway done with the song cover. I know I just like gave feedback on it last night, so we'll see how much longer it takes. Yeah, I mean I have been, because, well, also I went like a week or two without my medication, my ADHD medication, because I ran out and I just kept forgetting to call the doctors to get it refilled. So let's hope they don't turn your voice into Miku again. We'll see. So far it sounds a lot better. So far it sounds a lot better than the previous one that I got. But like I said, I kept forgetting to refill my meds, but I finally got them. So that's been helpful also. How's your wrist doing? Pretty good. I mean, occasionally it'll like hurt a little bit, but then as long as I just take a little break, it's fine. So I don't think there's any like permanent damage or anything. At least I hope not, but so far it doesn't seem like there's been. And then, like I said, I gotta eventually work on stuff for the new model too, but I still haven't reached out to the rigger because, like I said, I want to get everything with the song cover like finished first and then deal with that. Have you had the chance to check it? No, but I mean, I feel like if I went to the doctor, they would probably be like, just rest it a bit and don't use it too much. So I think it's fine, probably. But like I said, I want to wait until I finish up stuff with the song cover to actually like start everything with the new model. How long has it been since 2.0? Oh, I think it's been about a year. Maybe, well, probably over a year. Let me see. When did I make the model? That'll at least give me like some reference. Oh, actually, we're coming up on 3 years since I made this model. Well, since I drew it at least. So it's been almost 3 years. It's been a long time, actually. Yeah, it feels like it hasn't been that long at all. Because I made it July 29th, 2023. So yeah, we're coming up on 3 years. I mean, that might not be like when I finished it, but that's probably just when the file was first created. Still. I also feel old thinking about it. I mean, I've been streaming for 3 years now, so it's been a long time. I mean, I know I started working on the second model not super long after I debuted with my first one, because I just wasn't super satisfied with it. And I mean, it's kind of different circumstances this time around, because I still do really like this model. I just feel like it's time for a change. And like, get maybe a little bit better rigging. And also, you know, just change things up a little. What did I miss? Not too much. But like I said, it does feel like it's been no time at all, even though it's been quite a long time. It's not like you're deleting every trace of old Pi. Yeah, I mean, it is always kind of strange going from one model to the next. Because you're like changing your entire look and everything. But I think 3.0 is genuinely like a big upgrade. So I think you guys will like it. The Office Lady outfit was peak. Thank you. I had fun making it. I wish it was rigged a little bit better. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that now. Even bouncier ears, I hope. We'll see. Like I said, I think you guys will like it, and like I said, I'm gonna be making a lot of the assets myself this time. Or, well, like, I'm gonna be making the emotes from scratch. I probably will leave some of the old ones, at least for like quite a while. But I'm also gonna be making a starting screen illustration, which, like I said, I'm gonna have to figure out how to separate things for an illustration to be animated with Live 2D. But we'll see about that. I mean, like I said, I feel like it's time for a change. It's been a long time, as we've just figured out. So obviously, like, my art style's changed and everything, and I think I've gotten better at making VTuber models and just like drawing in general. So I think it'll turn out pretty good. But also kind of on that topic, let me go back to my notes that I had written out. I have been kind of thinking about doing something like a donathon specifically to raise money for the 3.0 debut. But let me know what you guys would think about that. Because I know I haven't like calculated all the costs, but it probably will be a little bit expensive. So, because I'm already covering the rigging for the new model, and then everything else, like I said, I'm gonna have to calculate when we actually get there. Will we get another pixel animation ending screen? That probably depends. That would be great. I just wanted to get your guys' opinions on it. Donathon or Throne would be a good option. True, true. I thought about trying to do like Donathon but also donate through Throne, but I think Throne takes like a pretty big tax. So I don't know. Because I was thinking maybe like bypass YouTube's donation cut a little bit, but I think it might end up being about the same. I'll have to do more research into it. Yeah, I mean, it's probably not going to happen for a while, but if I do end up doing it, I'll let you guys know like pretty far ahead in advance, probably like a few months, because I do think it's nice to give you guys notice and not just like spring it on you. But if you feel so inclined to donate, I would be very grateful whenever that happens. If it happens. We'll see. I need to make like concrete plans. True, true. Have you considered Stream Elements or a similar platform? I think I looked into Stream Elements once, but that was a long time ago, so maybe I'll try something like that. I'll have to see if I can set it up. But like I said, it would definitely help with the expenses for the new model, because I don't think it would be some like crazy high goal. Probably like just about enough to get everything that I want for the new model. And then like, I know a lot of people do stretch goals, so maybe a few of those too. Ko-Fi? Oh yeah, true, true. Lest we forget Twitch streaming as well. I know, I know. I need to set it up at some point. $20,000. If I raised like 20k for my 3.0 debut, I could probably like get a 3D model and like an insane 3D setup. Like rent out a studio or something too. I think that would be a little excessive though. I just want enough to cover everything that I'm thinking about getting. I mean, if you guys have ideas for goals, I would like to hear them, because I don't really have too many ideas. Or like rewards for goals, I mean. Because like I can think of a few things, but not too many. And also, you know, I've never, in my 3 years of streaming, I've never yet done a donathon, so I've never really thought about it before. But like I said, it would be really helpful with the debut of the new model. Because, like I said, for the assets I want to have, like I said, I want to draw the new starting screen myself and then commission someone to animate it with Live 2D. Because I don't think I could do a good job animating it myself with Live 2D. And then I'll probably get new overlays, because the ones that I currently have I made myself, and also I want them to like actually fit the new model too. And I don't know, I just want to make them look nicer. Like I said, I do have to like calculate all the costs before deciding on anything. Maybe a VR chat concert for a high goal would be interesting. Maybe. I feel like, I don't know how I would go about planning something like that. I could look into it. But yeah, it would be nice. But like I said, I will let you guys know like way in advance if I decide to go through with it. So that you guys can save up if you want to. Which I would be grateful for. But as I always say, take care of yourselves first, please. Because, I mean, these aren't like necessary things. They're just things that I would like to have for the 3.0 debut. That's true. And I don't know, as for like other assets that I want for 3.0, I do think I want to get like a custom background made for, you know, chatting streams like this. So I'll have to like research into that also. Most of my stretch goal things are small things like doodles or crazy things like outfits. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like all the ideas that I had too. I feel like it's hard to think of things for like the in-between. But I think maybe like special streams would be good for kind of like the medium goals. Something like that. I don't know. Like I said, I'll have to think about it more. But I think it would be fun also. How high is the dono goal for the period tracker? I mean, wouldn't that be like a long time thing though? Because then I would have to like mention it on stream all the time. I don't know. Like I said, I've never really like brought that up on stream anyway. Because I feel like for some people it's probably TMI. A special background waiting screen? Oh, maybe. A special stream directing card 1. I could. I know, I had an idea. I don't know if I have it written down anywhere. I think I did, but let me try and find it. I know I was kind of like just trying to brainstorm ideas, because like I said, I've been thinking about it. But for one kind of like mid-tier goal, I thought about doing like a hand cam Japanese writing practice stream. I think that might be fun. Especially because I haven't really practiced writing much, which I probably should. I've kind of been neglecting that compared to like reading and listening to it. Resident Evil 0 series. I don't know about that. But like I said, I think special streams like that for like the middle ground goals would be nice, probably. But I'll have to think of some more. And I mean, if I end up going through with the donathon, I'll probably wait until after the new model like starts getting rigged. Or I don't know, because like I said, the rigger I think has a wait list until next year, so at least until I get on the wait list. So I would at least wait until then to like announce it. I can get you some writing tests. That would be nice, yeah. I've tried in the past, I've done a little bit of practice just like copying them from the screen, but I feel like that's not super effective. Is there a chance for merch? I mean, maybe as like one of the stretch goals, I feel like. I know I would love to do merch, but the like logistics that go into doing that it can get a little bit expensive sometimes, and then also, you know, I have to draw everything too. Although I guess since I'm drawing the starting screen, I could probably have that be like a poster or something, if you guys would like that. I just really like, well, I'm really biased towards like acrylic stands, so I always want to make one of those. So maybe eventually I finally will. And I know a lot of VTubers do like acrylic stands of just their model art, but for me personally, I would rather like draw some kind of key art or something to put on there for an acrylic stand. I feel like it just makes it more interesting to look at. Sounds good actually. Alright, alright. Like I said, I do have to think about it a lot more and like come up with good goals and everything, but maybe we can discuss some more in the future as well. There's someone I can ask how they do their merch if you would like. That would be nice, yeah, because I also... The big thing with merch is like, it's hard to find a company that will make your merch and also ship it to whoever buys it from you. Because a lot of companies just manufacture the thing for you and then send it to you, and I don't really want to be sending merch out myself because that's a little dangerous. Simple personal Batling drawing would be good for some donos. True, true. A checky? Oh, true, true, true. But like I said, I'll have to think more about it. And then, like I said, if I do, well, if I make one of the, like, one of the stretch goals merch, then I'll have to look into that more. Do you still have the stores I sent you last year? I think I do, and I know there's one that's kind of popped up since then, called, like, ACG goods, I'm pretty sure. And I think they have a way for, like, them to ship the customer whatever they buy from you, instead of, you know, sending it to you and then you send it to the customer. So I'll have to see about that, but I don't know, I'll figure things out. I know also ACG Goods has a lot of like variety with merch, which would be nice. Because I would kind of like to do something like different. Because, you know, there's the obvious things like acrylic stands and like keychains and stickers, like can badges. But I'd kind of like to do something more unique too. If there's a will, there's a way. Yeah, like I said, I just don't want to like dox myself and send everything out myself. Which I'm sure some VTubers do. But I feel like that's... that's pretty scary. I'm trying to see like what all you can make on ACG Goods. I thought they would have a list somewhere. Okay, well it's nice that there's over 600 custom items, but can I like see what they are? I know I have an account with them, but you have to actually like submit art that you want to sell before you can sell anything, or before you can even like look at what you can sell. So I've been trying to wait until I like have at least some art ready. Takimakura. I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, for one, that's a lot of drawing. And then two, I don't know. We'll see. Office Lady Pythea keycaps. That would be kind of fun. Pythea globe. I don't know if they make all those. Mousepad car mat would be cool. Oh, like a desk mat, something like that. Maybe, maybe. I do have a I have 2 VTuber desk mats actually. Or I think technically the one that I use right now is like a card playing mat, but I use it as a desk mat. But I do like them, so maybe. I feel like phone charms are so simple to make that would probably be pretty easy. I mean, they're also very small, usually. Why can I not, like, see what you can make? I wish there was some place that they would show you. It was stained with chocolate, too. No. Hello. Thank you. Yeah, I think I did a good job with the latest video. I'm pretty proud of it, even though I was a little bit rushed at the last minute, but it's fine. I got it out anyway. And also, I just realized I still haven't put the short out that I recorded. I did edit a little bit of it, but this was when I was like out of my meds. So I should probably have that maybe like tomorrow if I feel up to it. We'll see. I don't know. It's probably bad that I didn't release it like right after the video, but it's fine. It'll be fine. Next time for the Chaos Break one, hopefully I'll have it ready at the same time. I just, like I said, I kept forgetting to call the doctor's office. Well, and then the first time that I called them, I spoke to some lady at the front desk and she was like, okay, I'll go tell the doctor. Well, first of all, I was telling her about, like, you know, my prescription name. And she was like, is that even a real thing? Like, I don't know, lady. You work at a doctor's office. You've probably heard way crazier stuff than this. So there was that. And then she was like, okay, I'll go tell the doctor. No, you guys don't have to remind me. I only need it like once a month refilled anyway. But she said she would go tell the doctor, so I was like, okay. And then I go to the pharmacy to pick it up because, you know, I assume it would be ready or that they would have it. So I went to the pharmacy and they were like, we never got an order for this. And I'm like, oh, huh, well. So the next day I had to call the office again and ask them to refill my prescription again. And this time they actually did, so I guess, I don't know, I guess the first lady just didn't actually go talk to the doctor. It is a little annoying because I can't just like automatically refill it like quote unquote normal prescriptions. Because with the ADHD meds that I take, they're a like controlled substance, so you only get like a month's supply of them at a time and no refills. So when you have to get them refilled, then you have to call into the doctor's office every single time, which is like minorly annoying, but it's fine. It's not as bad as when I was first getting on my meds, I only had an online doctor, so I had to get on like a Skype call with her every single month. Which I didn't really enjoy, so this is a little bit easier for me. Bit of a hassle, yeah, a little bit. At least they didn't hit you with a "we already refilled it yesterday." True, that would have been pretty bad. What do you say, you're kind of dependent on the meds? Not really. I mean, they do help a lot. I try not to be like way too over-reliant on them though. Because, you know, in situations like that where I can't get them, I don't want to be in a state where I just like can't work. Because, like, I was still doing stuff, I just did not have the motivation to do it. I don't really get, like, withdrawal symptoms from it. But I mean, I'm still on a pretty low dose of it. Eventually, I probably do need to, like, get a stronger prescription. Because I don't think it's working quite as well as it used to, but I've just been putting that off, honestly. Because, you know, I'm gonna have to go in and actually, like, talk to the doctor about it. But eventually I'll do it. And then we'll see how things are then. But it still works relatively well. I mean, it at least gets me to do stuff. Still. Which, like I said, it's not like I just don't do anything when I'm not on them, but... or, like, when I don't have them, but it's just harder for me to, like, get motivated to do stuff. Some people find adjusting the environment can also help with that as well. Maybe. I'll have to see. Like I said, it's still kind of working, just not as much as it used to. Yeah. But like I said, I try not to, like, rely on them too much. Because I was still, like, drawing and stuff when I ran out of them. I just... like, I edited a bit of the short, but I just could not, like, find the motivation to finish it. Even though it probably won't take that long anyway, because it's a YouTube short and I'm taking clips from my own video, so it's really not gonna take that long. But also, you gotta do, like, YouTube shorts editing, you know? I don't know. I haven't posted a short in a while, so it's been kind of a long time. Well, and also, usually I edited shorts on my phone, but I'm editing this one on my PC, so things might be a bit different. I just realized, I think I think the video is still in 1080p, like, desktop resolution, not for mobile, so I'm gonna have to change that. If I don't change it, there's gonna be, like, gigantic black bars on either side. Or, like, on the top and bottom. Yeah, I mean, especially for ADHD, I think being medicated is important. And there's also been, like, scary studies that come out that are like, people who don't take medication for their ADHD are more likely to develop, like, dementia and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, I'll take my meds. Sounds like a Snyder's cut to me. Oh, I'm not gonna post it like that. I'm gonna fix it before, but... yeah, it's pretty scary. That was why, like, when I first got diagnosed, I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted to take medication for it because, you know, I'd been living like that my entire life. So I was like, it's fine. But then after, like, getting medication, I feel like it's helped me out so much that I probably should have done it earlier, but oh well. Sounds a bit like fear-mongering. It might be. But still, I don't want to take the risk. I've heard it both ways for medicated and unmedicated. I don't know, maybe there's just, like, not enough research into it or something. I think I also saw something a while ago that was like, left-handed people are more likely to develop dementia. Like, oh my god. Why do I have all the debuffs that make me get dementia easier? It's probably one of those long-term studies or hard situations. Yeah. Well, also because usually, you know, dementia doesn't show up until you're pretty old. So usually you're not gonna see it until then. If you're still able to remember how to stream, I think you probably won't get dementia. Looking up symptoms always makes it scarier. Yeah. Well, especially like, I don't know, if something's happening to you and like you don't know what it is and you look up the symptoms, it feels like it's always something like you might be having a heart attack. And it's like, huh? Or like, you know, it'll just come up with like some way scarier diagnosis than whatever it actually ends up being. Yeah. I know there was something I had a while ago that was like, I think I ended up finding out what it was, if I remember it correctly. I was having, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, I was having precordial catch syndrome for a little bit, for like a week or two. I don't know if I like pulled something, but like when you feel it, it's like a very like sharp pain in your chest. So, you know, of course, looking that up, the first thing you get is like, you're having a heart attack. And I'm like, well, no, I don't think it's that, because I'd probably be dead. Precordial's a drink, right? I don't know. But it sounds concerning. I mean, it's not usually serious, I think. I mean, if you look it up, it says it's not serious, but... I mean, I don't have it anymore, but when I had it, it was just like, it would happen for like a few minutes and then go away. So I was like, oh, okay. And I ended up talking to one of my friends about it, and she works in like healthcare, well, adjacent to that, but she knows more about this stuff than I do. And she was like, it sounds like precordial catch to me. And I looked it up and I was like, yeah, that would make sense. Maybe it's an anxiety thing? I don't know what causes it. I don't know, the causes on here say like pinched nerves in the ribcage, muscle spasms, which sounds pretty bad, growth spurts, poor posture, slouching. I mean, it could be one of those. Let me sit up straighter. I try to maintain good posture. Most of the time. Growth spurts would explain a lot. I mean, I don't know if I'm growing. Gamer-inflicted sickness. Oh, like I said, it's not like a serious thing, but the first time I felt it, like the first few times, I was pretty concerned. Especially because, like I said, I looked up, like, you know, pain in chest. And obviously everything's like, you might be having a heart attack. Just gonna sit better, totally unrelated. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of scary at first, but now that I actually, like, know what it is... I mean, I haven't had it happen since that one time, but now that I know what it is, if it happens again, at least I know I'm not actively dying. Because that would be pretty bad. But, I've on my stream for 3 hours, I didn't even realize. But I think I probably will end stream in a few minutes. It's getting a little bit late. But, I'm not entirely sure what game I'll start next week. That was the other thing about, like, taking a little break, because I just wasn't really sure what game to start. Because, I don't know, I could play another short one, or start one of the longer ones. I'll see what I end up doing. I think there's one that I could probably play in like 2 hours, so maybe I'll do that one next week. We'll see. Hasn't felt like 3 hours at all, I know. Time flies when you're having fun. But I hope you guys enjoyed me talking. I hope you had fun. I just think it's nice to do a chatting stream every now and then, because, like I said, sometimes when I'm playing games, there's just not too many opportunities to talk, because there's a bunch of stuff happening. And, like, Dog of Bay I thought would be, you know, a chance to chat a little, because I thought it would be more relaxed than it was. Bayonetta or Valhalla? I'll see. Demolition Girl 2? Is that really a thing? I know there's a bunch of other games that have, like, the protagonist of Demolition Girl in it. Or in them, I mean. But I will see you guys again next week. Hopefully I'll have an idea of what game I'm gonna play pretty soon. So hopefully it won't take too long for me to figure that out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Sleep well, have sweet dreams, good night, and bye bye!